Hi guys, it's the Walking 0 Dead here, king of the anime and manga unboxers. So today I'm going to be doing my first impressions on Attack on Titan, the manga. I'm not going to go too much in depth because I'm going to do like a proper in-depth review of Volume 1 and Volume 2, and then I'll do like chapter reviews after that. So Attack on Titan is like a breakout like manga in Japan right now. We have the first like 8 volumes selling around like 9 million copies in about 18 months, so that's pretty impressive. This series deserves a lot more attention, and it definitely deserves a lot more attention in the anime community. Attack on Titan is absolutely awesome. The basic plot, if you've never heard it, is several like 100 years ago, humans were nearly completely, exterminated and completely wiped out by giants called the Titans. As you can see one on the front cover there, they are absolutely massive. A small percentage of like humanity survived by like walling themselves in like these big cities that are protected by 50-meter tall like walls, and they like encircle all of humanity. So flash forward to the present day, and the city hasn't seen a Titan attack in like 100 years. So everyone that lives inside the city has got a false sense of like security, like they're safe and the Titans are never gonna get in. And to me, I thought they were like pretty deluded, because those Titans, they're going to get in sooner or later, aren't they, really? The story itself centers around Eren, who's the main character, and his adopted sister called Miska, I think I pronounced that right, whose lives change forever after the appearance of the Colossal Titan, which is this guy on the front here, which I've shown you like 10 times already. But he appears and brings about the destruction of a part of the wall, because he literally just toe punts the wall and puts a big ass hole in it. And this allows, a lot of Titans to like come in, and a lot of the debris like crashes and it destroys their home, and this essentially brings about the death of their mother, which isn't a spoiler because it does happen within the first couple of pages. And Eren escapes with his sister, and he basically vows to kill every last like Titan, and he wants to like enlist in the military so that he can explore the world and find out about the Titans, because he just wants to eradicate all of them. And it's essentially kind of like a bit of like a revenge story. So I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'll give you basically what happens in Volume 1. We see the appearance of the Colossal Titan, which you can see there. He just towers over the wall, and he basically breaks like a little hole in the wall, like I just said. And this basically, makes absolute panic and chaos inside the city, and you get the feel of like dread and real urgency, because all the smaller Titans are like flooding in, and you get the sense that these characters, as you can see from there, they really want to get out really quickly. I mean, you've got the speed lines and whatnot. They're not wanting to be there now that the Titans are broken in. They've got to get to their mum, they've got to get to the next wall. You really feel the sense of like panic and dread. They're pretty much terrified, man. They do not want to be there. When reading Attack on Titan, I really love the sense of hopelessness you get from the characters and the situations they're in. You really feel like this world is like really bleak, and it's a world that you really wouldn't want to live in, because you've got literally like no life. You're either going to be stuck inside a wall, or if you go outside the wall, it's committed suicide. You're pretty much going to get absolutely slaughtered. It's a bleak, dark world that they live in, and I absolutely love it because they really build this world up to be really terrifying. So now I'm going to talk about the 3 main characters that are introduced in Volume 1. You've got Eren, you've got Miska, and then you've got Armin. So there's the 2 brothers and sisters. I'll show you their best friend. There he is. Wrong way. That guy. So Eren is obviously the main protagonist of the series. He's very impulsive, he's idealistic, and he can be very violent at times. And he's also in the past killed like other humans, but I won't spoil that for you. And he's also got like a strong sense of like purpose. Miska, if I pronounce that right, I don't know if you pronounce it that way, who's like Eren's adopted sister. She's very protective of Eren, and there is a reason for that, but I won't spoil anything. And she's basically like a prodigy. She's essentially like a genius. She's ranked first in all of her classes, and she's also very calm and collected, and maintains like composure in all of this absolute madness and chaos. She's always like really calm. And then you've got like Armin. He's Eren's best friend. He's very like physically and emotionally weak. Basically, he's a bit of a pussy, but he's a really good strategist, and he basically ends up saving both of their lives quite a few times through like his strategy. but physically and like mentally he's an absolute wimp. So it's a nice sort of like blend of different characters. They sort of like play off each other quite well. Next up I want to talk about my favourite thing about Attack on Titan, and that's the world building. I mean, even in like the first volume there's quite a lot of depth. I mean, and they go into quite a lot of detail about the walls and like military equipment. I mean, the entirety of the human civilization is surrounded by like 3 massive walls. So you can see them there, like the last of what is humanity lives inside this giant city. And the outermost wall is known as Wall Maria, the middle wall is known as Wall Rose, and the innermost wall, which is the safest of all of them, is Wall Sinner. All 3 of these walls are roughly like 50 meters high because they believe that no Titan can grow to that size, but they do find out that the Colossal Titan, which comes out of absolute nowhere, which is like a one-off, is like 60 meters high and can actually destroy the wall. Inside each of these walls that are circled around, there's like small towns. The richer and the more important you are, the closer that you live to the center. And if you live to the center, essentially you've got a life of luxury. You're a lot safer. So those people are a lot more naive. Whereas the people that live on the outer rims, they know that the Titans could probably attack, and they do attack. And they're the people that are most likely to get killed and slaughtered. In these towns, there are 3 jobs that you can have. So I can show you the little picture. See him there. The first is you can be a soldier, and these guys basically like protect the towns. They reinforce the walls, and they're the first line of defense against the Titans basically. The second job you can be is you can be in the Scout Legion. Their job is to learn about the Titans and go outside of the wall. They want to learn about where the Titans come from, what are the Titans' goals, how can you kill Titans, how can we develop technology to fight the Titans. It is kind of like a suicide mission. I mean, at the very beginning, I think like 100 people go out, and I think less than maybe 10 come back or something like that. So it's essentially a suicide mission, but it's an essential job, and a lot of people, this is the job that nobody wants whatsoever, apart from the main character. He wants outside of the wall. And the third job is the military police, which is essentially just like the police, which they maintain like law and order inside the town, which is the job that everybody wants because it's the cushy, safe job. It's mainly in the inner parts of the city, so it's the safest job out of all of them, and it's the one that everybody wants when they pass their like college exams and all that sort of stuff. Another really nice touch to the world building is they go into a great deal of like detail on how like the weapons work, and this is called a 3-dimensional maneuvering device, and it allows them to like maneuver around Titans and attack the Titans and basically try to kill them at the same time. And it goes into how it works with like fans and gas powered stuff, and there's like flexible blades. I just thought that was like a really cool touch to do it, and they go into like the cannons and like mortars in later volumes as well and all that sort of stuff, so I thought that was really cool. So I'm going to move on to the dreaded Titans next. Titans pretty much have very little to any intelligence whatsoever. They seem to have like no interest in eating any other creatures apart from humans, which is a bit odd. Titans devour humans simply for pleasure, not for food, because it seems like they don't actually need to eat. They also have extremely like high body temperatures, giving off like extremely hot, scalding like steam, which is like a really cool like character design, I think, as you can see there. At first I thought that was like clouds, but it isn't. It's actually like scalding steam, and they can also regenerate any wounds, so they are ridiculously hard to kill. It takes around 30 humans to kill 1 Titan, so 30 human lives are given up to take down a single Titan. These gigantic humanoid creatures are just like plain scary. The creepiest images of Attack on Titan are those of showing the Titans like eating people, as you can see there. I mean, they've basically just got this look of satisfaction on their face, and their toothy smiles like stretch out into like a fiendish like smile and smirk, and they just look so evil, like it's like a sexual pleasure to them that they're actual eating people, which is really just fucked up, and it just adds to the whole like horror of what they are and the world that the characters live in. I love the classic idea of the strong against the weak, us versus them, and the human spirit of fighting for survival. victories for the humans feel, really rewarding to like read, because there isn't a great deal of victories. I mean, when the humans come up against the Titans, they get absolutely slaughtered and eaten, and limbs bitten off and ripped to pieces. I mean, humans just get absolutely fucked up against the Titans. The best thing about Attack on Titan is the pacing for character development, the world building, and how it builds its like mystery and intrigue, and also this atmosphere that gets built of absolute like hopelessness and like dread. I mean, the world is still like really young and fresh because there's not a lot of like volumes or chapters, but there's a lot of depth to it already. I mean, with the Titans, there's a lot of details about the Titans already which are explored, but there's still so many questions left like unanswered and to be answered in the future. I mean, when you think about it, humans have been fighting the Titans for 100 years, and basically they've only learnt maybe 5 or 6 things about them. So I'm going to wrap this video up with, if you're a fan of post-apocalyptic series or survival horror, you should definitely check out Attack on Titan. If you like a lot of like blood and gore with interesting characters and a mysterious plot, I'd highly recommend you pick it up and go read it. It's really good. And keep your eye out, because I will be doing a theory on the Titans, basically where they come from, what I think they are, because I have read ahead. So I've got a good idea of what I think the Titans actually are going to be, and I'm going to do a proper in-depth review of Volume 1 and of Volume 2, and then after that I'm going to be doing chapter reviews once I've sort of like caught up. Or I might, if you guys see it, when Volume 2 ends, I'll pick up the chapters from there and then do chapter reviews up to like 38 I think it's on at the moment. So drop me some comments down below, guys. What are your thoughts on Attack on Titan if you've read it, and are you going to check it out? And please subscribe if you like my stuff. Go check out all my unboxings and anime reviews and all the good stuff that I do, and give us the thumbs up for Attack on Titan. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time, and may the sun never set on the British anime empire.